Hey animal lovers, today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to show you how to make a bunk bed hammock for your rats, not guinea pigs, your rats, ferrets, chinchillas, sugar gliders. You could even make this for your cat if you want to make it bigger. But yeah, I will have some more DIYs and how-tos for fish and other small animals, so be sure to check that out and be sure to subscribe and like and comment, and let's get on to the tutorial. So what you need is 2 bigger squares and 2 smaller squares. Bigger squares should be 35 by 35 inches. The smaller squares are 25 by 25 inches. Mine is smaller because I'm making a smaller hammock, but yours should be that size. And you're going to need scrap fabric or eyelets. I'm using fabric. And a disclaimer, I only learned how to sew last week. I am not the greatest. So I am starting with the small squares. This would be your 25 by 25. Again, mine is smaller. And you're going to want to put the 2 fabrics good sides facing each other. And you're going to want to leave a little section where you don't sew, and that's where you're going to actually turn the hammock inside out so that it could be all nice. So now that you sewed all the way around and cut off any loose threads, as you can see I did do a back stitch and then forgot to on the other side. So now that you have your little slit right there, you're going to want to turn everything inside out, which is going to be pretty hard because I accidentally did this very tiny. This is really hard to fit. So just turn everything inside out so that the good side of your fabric is showing. You're gonna have this little tiny hole which you're gonna sew shut, like on the top right there. You can sew all the way around this little square, but I usually don't, just because that takes up too much time and I have really bad line work on stitching, so I'm just gonna sew this little tiny hole shut and then I'll be back. And there you go, I have my little hole sewn shut. It's not the nicest work, but with the pattern you can't really tell. And there's the back. And then I just cut off all the loose threads so that the rats don't choke on them. And then you just put that off to the side and you do the exact same thing with the bigger square. You put the good sides together and then sew like I showed you with the small square, and I'll be back. So I did the same thing that I did with the small square, but to the big square I sewed all the way around and I turned it inside out and I sewed the little hole and I cut off all the threads, and now it's time to get to the fun stuff. Also, one of the hardest parts. So I flipped the big square so the pattern is facing down, and then I put the small square with the pattern facing up, and I also cut out 4 little strips. You could probably do a much better job at doing this. making sure everything's even and making sure there's no rough edges, but I'm lazy and I just cut them. So now this is the part where you decide how you want your hammock. A lot of people like to do it kind of like a diamond, and so this corner to the middle part of the small square, so that it's like that. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm doing it a practical way, and I'm putting corners to corners. Also, what I didn't mention is that a lot of people like to pin their fabric together so that their lines will be straight. I don't have any pins, so I'm just doing it free-handed. And so I'll have some that kind of looks like that, and on each side. So yeah, I'm going to put these two together, and I'm going to take my little strip, fold it in half, and put it right in that corner, like that. And then I'm just going to sew a line right across there. A lot of people like to do triangles, which is probably more safe and more sturdy, but I'm just going to do a straight line. Just because my lines aren't like straight, so a triangle would not look like a triangle whatsoever. So let's do that and let's sew them. And there you have it. There, it's not focusing, but there's a line right across, and this little loop is in there very securely. And there you go. And I'll do this with all the other sides, and I'll probably just film it and do a time lapse of that. And there you have it. Now you have a cute little hammock that looks just like this, probably bigger than this. I cut off all the loose threads, and now we can hang it up in their cage. And that concludes this video. If you like the video, please subscribe, please like, and please comment. And I'll see you next time for another tutorial or just a video of the pets. Who knows? I haven't really scheduled anything out yet. So I guess that's it. Bye! God, I talk a lot with my hands. Wow. This must be like a nervous thing or something.